2025 was the worst year of my life. And I want to preface by saying that no, 2025 wasn't the worst year ever. Okay, we had slavery. I want to say that these are just my thoughts, just my simple thoughts that I definitely created through an amalgamation of TikToks and introspection, that's the word I was looking for. First of all, you probably noticed me in my rich auntie robe and bonnet. It is the last day of 2025, and my friends and I are going to this disco cowboy themed party. Okay, so I have a cowboy hat, I have my app, you'll see it at the end, but I really have nothing disco, so I'm kind of hoping to do something silver with my eyes. Like, this is the inspiration of what I'm trying to do, all right? So keep that in mind. I felt so stuck this year. I felt like there wasn't a lot of opportunity for me to grow in a financial and self-accomplishment way. And my inability, like perceived or otherwise, to like fill that cup, the cup where I gather apparently so much of my own self-worth, and my feeling of feeling stuck, or my inability to like progress forward, that feeling just added to my arsenal of reasons as to why I was not the girl that I thought I was. Aww. Okay, to get back to the makeup look, I wanted to do just like a silver, shimmery, potentially smoky eye look. 2025 actually started out really good for me. I celebrated it with a friend. We went to a club, walked around like we shouldn't have because we were two non-super girls in LA. Silly mistake, but I made it to 2026 period. But anyways, that feeling of just like walking around with my friend and chit-chattering and just knowing that it was a new year, it felt so freeing, and that carefreeness was exactly the vibe that I really wanted to add to the new year. Okay, it's something I wanted to carry into 2025. But then a few months later I got impatient, and I made a decision, I think, that was based on, oh my god, I'm not even doing my eye makeup. Hold on. The carefree experience that my friend and I shared, it felt so validating to the year that I really did want. It just made me realize that I wanted things to just flow for me. I wanted things to just flow into my life, whether if it's good I wanted to flow in, if it's bad I wanted to flow out. Like, this jarring like cut-off culture was just not working for me. But like I said, then I got impatient, and a few months into the year I think I made a decision that I don't necessarily regret, but it set the rest of the year into a trajectory that I really wasn't ready for. Again, I don't regret that decision, but I did make that decision out of fear, which is apparently, unfortunately, a pattern of mine where I don't act out of like free will, I act out of panic. Like, I see it in the way that I don't spend my money because, you know, I want to save up and potentially save up for this, to spend money on this, and miss out on experiences and memories that I could have created by myself or with my friends. Like, it's a valid feeling, and it always allowed me, like, I was always able to justify it, right? But this mindset robbed me of opportunities to live. I can be such a careful and calculated person, but I can also be so freaking careless, and that's no bueno, right? And being hyper aware of the paradox of those two was just all it did was raise my blood pressure, okay? God, I'm going nowhere fast with this eye look. My, I guess, messed up nervous system, or whatever I was doing to myself, it made it hard for me to breathe. It made it hard for me to feel like I was making the right decision, and then at some points I felt like I couldn't make any decision at all. Like, do you know how weird it is to be so thirsty, and all you really need to do is get up, grab your cup that is literally within arm's, speaking of arm's length, go to the fridge and pour some water. Like, that's all I needed to do to quench this thirst. But I couldn't do it. And look, my therapist, TikTok, calls it analysis paralysis. I call it fucking annoying. At some point this year, washing my face became less of an opportunity to give myself a little bit of TLC, and became something that I needed to take off because I wanted to have clearer skin than the next person. Which, listen, again, that is very valid. That is a valid reason to wash your face, to have clear skin. But somewhere between those thought processes, guys, I stopped looking at myself. Like, I genuinely stopped looking in the mirror to see what I look like. I stopped looking at myself, and I stopped loving myself through an action, and instead started like instructing myself through a task. Okay, I'm gonna use this brush. I'm gonna go in with black and try my best. Okay. Look, it's not great. It's not great. When I would like make food, right? Instead of like the thought process of, oh, I'm cooking myself a happy, cute little meal, it became, I'm making myself a recipe with good veggies because I want to be skinny and healthier than the next person, which is again a good enough reason to do anything. But I just lost the love behind my actions. And then those thoughts would ruminate. They'd go from, oh, because I want to be skinny to someone else, but oh, it doesn't really matter because I can't even cook anyway. I'm gonna go to the vending machine to get something. Oh, I should have just ordered. Oh man, why am I even trying? I bet that person doesn't have to think about it. And I wasted money on groceries and I don't have money or groceries. Like, and I'm so hungry. Like, blah, 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 blah. I felt like sometimes I would catch myself in these like toxic thought patterns and I'd be like, what the fuck am I even saying to myself right now? Literally, why am I fighting myself every single step of the way? Here I am trying to learn a new skill, but I can't because someone else is going to be better than me and I don't want to be bad. So I'll stop. What? I really can't believe how much I just fought myself every step of the way this year. Like, you know the term going through the emotions? Guys, I was just going through the actions. And the only emotion in my head at that time was like shame. I'm not gonna lie, the only thing that really ever shut my brain up at some point was gonna be like Reddit doggo and skating stories. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you guys can have your flowers. I felt like listening to music, I could still think over the music. Podcasts didn't grab my attention enough. Watching TV took too much of my attention. TikTok was too dangerous to even try to get into. Not that that stopped me. This year, guys, I felt like I was really not doing something because I wanted to do it. I was doing it because I lacked it. No, that's not. For example, like, you know, I'd go for a hike, and not because I wanted health and beauty, but because I wanted health and beauty too. I almost think this is kind of coming. Okay, so I'm doing a bad job, right? I am. I've done a lot of like unlearning for things that no longer served me. But I felt like, right, through that unlearning, I built my self-worth and then I protected it with my ego. And I'm not gonna lie, I stole this line from this guy's YouTube video, okay? If I can remember it, I'll link it here, or that. But when he said that he protected his self-worth with his ego, because I thought I was doing all of the right things. Guys, you don't even know that I have alcohol here and all the ice melts because I'm taking too much time. I should have left by now, truly. I still need to get dressed. My friends will think that I am not serious. And that's because I'm not serious. This isn't the makeup look I thought I was going to do, y'all. But I did say silver. And I did say smoky. So, tick, tick. I like to push myself, okay? I like to push myself. I like a challenge. I'm a very competitive person. And to an extent, not that I'm necessarily type A, but I know how I like things done. And I would like to stick to my perceived plan. And just even 1 centimeter offset plan, makes me want to go explicit. And unfortunately, life doesn't give a two flying fricks if you have a plan. I feel like shame was just such a driving force as to why I didn't do a bunch of things this year. And if there is something that was going to work on me, Hilary Ijieh, it was going to be shame. I can recognize when I'm feeling jealous and envious. I can recognize when I'm feeling insecure. I can recognize when I'm feeling excitable. Shame, though, is harder to admit to myself. The reason, honestly, why I put this camera up is because I really want to move with love this year. Which brings me to the 3 things that I want this year. I want money, abs, and love. And if you think for 2 seconds when I say love that all I mean is romantic love, you need to get yourself out of this channel. Because, guys, it's 2025, it's almost 2026. Romantic love isn't the only love there is, okay? I want to move with love. I want to come from love. I want to come from love. I want to move with love. I can't. Can I put that in? I said the exact same thing. I'm gonna put it in. I was so self-aware about all of my habits, like more self-aware than I've ever been in my entire life, right? I was so self-aware about all my habits and what I wanted to quote unquote rectify in my life. And yet I somehow still moved with fear. And I can't tell you guys how many times I think I abandoned myself through my decision making. I lost my dad in 21 to COVID, whatever. And it made me think about how if it's not going to kill me, then it's fine. Talking in front of a camera isn't going to kill me. Doing my makeup very badly in front of said camera isn't going to kill me. Neither is taking time to figure out exactly what I want to say or hearing no. It's not going to kill me. Generally, the only thing I think that would kill me at this point is going to be reactivating my Hinge account. But y'all, I really just want to chop life. I just want to chop life. I want to be an active participant in my own life. And I want my well-being to be in the forefront of all of my decisions. Not my friends' well-being, not my family's well-being, or my perceived perception of what my dad wants from me, not his well-being, just what I want for myself. Because if not my well-being, then whose well-being? If not me, then who? You? No, me. I need to wrap this up because not only have I spent maybe 30-40 minutes yapping, I've done maybe 8 minutes worth of actual eye makeup. You know what? I'm gonna finish this look. I'm gonna finish this look and then I'll come back. Okay. I don't necessarily recall where I ended off. Yes, I had to get ready. I think I did pretty good with this eye makeup. Did I wipe off most of it and restart once I turned the camera off? Yes. Is that okay? Yes. Does it look good? Who cares? I'm hot. Y'all have to tell me, is this giving disco cowboy? Hold on. I'm actually not done. I have cute little hat from the Crazy Store. And I already know for a fact that it is not going to fit on my head. So I already planned to just have it sit like this. And therefore, I don't need a necklace. And then the shoes I'm wearing are these. My mom likes clothes. I borrowed these shoes from her, but they are very old. She's liked clothes and shoes for a minute. And so they're peeling. I feel like as long as they make it just tonight, then I can chuck them. Because it's for the fit. Tomorrow doesn't matter. We live for today. Anyways, guys, that is the outfit for the disco cowboy. Mom? You can come in. This is your room. I am shy now, but I really don't want to abandon myself. Again, I say as I'm abandoning myself. And hopefully you guys will keep me in check because I've wanted to have a YouTube channel for years now, since I was lost in this house permanently. So 2019. I've definitely posted, and I did lock in for a second, but I've definitely locked myself out. And I'm trying to get back and I'm hoping y'all can maybe keep me a little bit accountable, please. Not necessarily just keeping me accountable with like posting, but also just, I hope for this to be a place where I get to check in to make sure that I am doing the things that I said I want to do, you know, following through and being loyal to me. But yes, I hope you guys keep me in check because I refuse to be shaming myself. Mother, would you like to be on camera? Would you like to give one piece of advice for anyone who's trying to be authentic? Okay, let me wrap this video up, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'm going to be vlogging here weekly, so just come on through. Let me know how you guys feel about my outfit and about my makeup look. I think I did good enough. Yeah, and guys, I think being consistent on this channel could be a challenge for me, and like I said, I like a challenge. Okay, see you guys.